to Candid Kaya. Today I have my awesome friend here who happens to be a flight attendant. How many of you guys have wondered what it's like to be a flight attendant? If so, that's coming up next. Stay tuned. So the guest of the day is Borleigh. Borleigh, welcome to today's show.
Thank you.
Can you tell the viewers just a little bit about yourself, where you're from, how old you are, what you do?
Sure. So my name is Borleigh, as Kai said. I'm 26. I'm from South Carolina and Atlanta. I'm always going to be a Georgia peach because I just bought a home here and because I was born here. But yeah, and I love South Carolina. And I'm a flight attendant.
Okay. Awesome. So, a flight attendant is a pretty exciting job, right?
Correct. It's so fun.
Ooh, tell everyone the most exciting part about being a flight attendant.
Well, this is kind of a given, but it's definitely traveling, like, to the different places. Like, I love Paris. We get to go places that a lot of people have wanted to go their entire lives, and we get to check it out firsthand and see what the food is like, what it's like to, like, the people, just everything. And that's definitely the most exciting thing, going to new places.
So, what have been some of your favorite destinations?
Okay. I absolutely love Ghana, hands down. That's my #1 destination of all time. I totally recommend everyone go. But here's the thing, not everyone loves a third world country. So like sometimes people go and they're like, it's dirty and the roads aren't paved, and I'm like, whatever. But some people just, like, it's not their cup of tea, and I don't blame them, but I just absolutely love it, and I can see past that. Some people can't. We're not all the same. So my all-time favorite #1 you can't go wrong with destination is Paris. It's what I recommend to everyone. A lot of people are like, it's cliche, but it lives up to the hype in my book. The energy, the food, the people, like the infrastructure is just so amazing. So I love Paris, but my personal all-time favorite, and if you're really about that life destination, is Ghana. I mean, it's amazing.
All right. Yeah. So Borleigh, can you tell us a little bit about your road to becoming a flight attendant?
Yes. So I actually didn't know that I wanted to be a flight attendant until it was kind of brought upon me. My whole life I put towards working on doing something that kind of was more so for my parents, and it wasn't until after I graduated that I realized that's not really, like, in my heart what I really wanted to do. And I was volunteering at, like, this girls empowerment weekend conference, and one of the mentors was like, Borleigh, you should definitely apply to be a flight attendant. You know, since you realize you don't want to do this anymore, do something for yourself. You've done a great job, like, your whole life, you know. So I was like, okay, thanks. But in the back of my mind, I was like, I'm not going to apply. But I thought about it, and I talked to some other friends about it, and they're like, why don't you do it? Like, it's a great job. I have a close friend who, both of her parents were flight attendants. That's how she met. So I was like, okay, sign me up. Just kidding. So I applied to 2 companies, and I got accepted to both. But I went with, like, my #1 company, which I'm with now. They're the best.
So can you let us know a little bit about the day in the life of a flight attendant?
Yes. So we wake up in the morning, we get ready to go to work. We have to go a lot earlier than our actual flight, our first flight of the day, because we have to go through special security. And we also have to meet with our crew and everything like that. Go, like, check the aircraft for, like, you know, to make sure it's safe and stuff. And so then we normally have 3 flights a day. And then, like, we get picked up by the hotel. And we have however long of a layover. Sometimes we explore, sometimes it's short and we just sleep the whole time, and then we do the same thing the next day. And normally our trips are 3 days long. They're anywhere from, like, 1 to 3 days. Sometimes there's 6 if you do, like, international and stuff. But normally it's like 3 days, and we're also we are happy to come home on the 3rd day.
Good job. So what are your favorite things and a least favorite thing?
Well, I definitely love trying new foods from different parts of the world. It's probably my favorite thing, like, in life, just to eat food, great food. I also love meeting new people. People are really cool. And my third favorite thing, meeting new flight attendants. Oh, I guess that's meeting new people or whatever. But I love working with flight attendants for, like, we'll work for 3 days together and then we'll be like best friends for 3 days. And I might not ever see them again for like a year, but whenever we do like reunite, it's always nice and it's always fun.
So you get to work with alongside amazing people. You get to meet new families and new people, and you get to travel and eat your favorite foods.
Right.
Who would not want to do that? Raise your hand if you would not want to do that.
Where they at?
Exactly.
I would say my least favorite thing is missing out on like events when we're like not at home. It doesn't happen often because our schedule is flexible, but sometimes you just want to go home to your own bed at night, you know? But that's probably like my least favorite thing. But you know, one of my favorite things is traveling, so it kind of goes hand in hand. You know, you can't have your cake and eat it too.
So being a flight attendant keeps you pretty busy. Do you have time to work on anything else?
We do, because our schedule is flexible, so it's kind of like if you want time off, you can have it, and if you want more hours, you can get them. And in my free time, I have a ministry here in Atlanta, so we did go to Spelman, and we plan like a homecoming event that's like a Christian alternative to like all of the homecoming parties, and that takes up a lot of my schedule because we have Wednesday night prayer calls, and it's just a lot that we do. So I like to do that in my free time. Also started a YouTube channel, which has been fun, and I post some of my travels on there, and I also do like lifestyle stuff.
So what are some of the requirements to becoming a flight attendant?
Okay, you definitely have to have a passport. You have to have customer service experience.
Okay.
You have to have a good personality. They suggest that you have some college, but it's not required. And I think that's about it. Everything else is on the website of the airline that you do want to work for.
Okay.
All the details, but that's like pretty much generic.
Okay. So what type of like training do flight attendants have to go through before actually becoming an official flight attendant?
So you have to go through like almost like a 2-month training.
Okay.
And basically you learn all the different safety regulations, medical service regulations. You learn the aircraft, everything like that. And you take tests and you do all of that stuff. Get acquainted with your company. And that's a good 2 months. A lot.
Is becoming a flight attendant competitive?
Yes, it's very competitive. So a lot of people like to ask, what do you have to do to be a flight attendant? And I think you have to have, it's suggested that you have some college experience, but I have a college degree. One of my Spelman sisters, because we both went to Spelman, so another one of our Spelman sisters, she actually got her master's at Duke and then became a flight attendant. So like we have people who are like in law school, like on the side. Like it's definitely really flexible, but there's a lot of competition. Like a lot of people have had previous airline experience. They have multiple professional degrees, and like so we're a bunch of like really interesting people like in the flight attendant family, you know.
How old do you have to be to become a flight attendant?
21, because we serve alcohol.
Okay. Okay, good to know. So 21 to however old you want to be, right?
Right, literally.
So for those who want to be flight attendants and know that's what they want to do, where should they start?
Okay, I would definitely say start on the website of the airline that you want to work for. It'll tell you what you have to do to work in that airline. And those are things that are kind of concrete. So once you have that list down pat, next I would talk to people who actually work in the aircraft or in the airline. Watching this YouTube is a great start. So if you know someone who's interested in being a flight attendant, definitely share this link with them, or go on Google and blog different blogs and just search, what do I have to do to be a flight attendant? There's so much information. What's the interview like? All that stuff is online, so definitely go study what people are saying and then focus on, well, in the meantime, you should be focusing on getting your experience with customer service and making sure that you have a whole bunch of references, people saying that you're an awesome person to work with and that you're problem solver and all the other good stuff that you want your future employer to know about you.
Okay, awesome. So what is your last tidbit of advice for those interested in becoming a flight attendant?
I have to tell you guys to stay prayed up. If there's one thing I could tell you, that's what it would have to be, because literally God gave me this job and He can give it to you. Pray about it. Follow your gut feeling. If it's something for you, then keep going. You might not get it your first time, but keep pushing, keep praying, and have faith. And the sky is the limit. So good luck.
There's that ministry.
Amen.
Coming into place.
I did. I just had to squeeze it in there.
So, Borley, thank you so much for coming on today's episode. You've given me so much insight into what it's like to be a flight attendant, and hopefully the viewers too.
I hope so.
Well, we thank you all so much for watching. If there are any questions, just comment below, and we'll make sure that they get answered. Until next time.
Smooches.